Hey, it's Gary, 3 times head of growth. Today I'm doing a presentation on how you can take a step-by-step to boost your activation using product-led growth. A little bit about me, 3 times head of growth, previously worked at Unsplash and Inspire.com, both social networks, and then I went on to work at TrustCloud, a B2B compliance automation. And my primary focus are product-led growth, SEO, and virality. So in 2022, we launched the first and only compliance automation. And basically, it's companies that need some sort of certificate called SOC 2 so that they can sell to big, large enterprise businesses. And so this was a unfamiliar territory for me. I don't understand compliance. I wasn't very familiar, but I understand that, hey, to get to self-serve onboarding, we need to be in front of our customers and listen to them and try to figure out what are some of the blockers that are getting in their way to activating. This all is powered by this 30-minute call, and it's really comes down to 5-minute intro, explaining our mission, another 5 minutes just sharing live examples of successful companies, and I'll show you what that looks like, and then 15 minutes of I'm giving access to the user to try the product, and I watch them, I observe them like a UX researcher. And then the last 5 minutes, we talk about pricing and try to understand, hey, what's important to them? What are they willing to pay for? So with the first 5 minutes explaining our mission, we ask, what brought you here? Because we're experts, we're here to help. And we know what customers like you need support with. I'm here to help you. I'm gonna tell you what inspired us to do this, why we created this company, why the founders created this company, and what was the business model. And then we have helped a lot of companies just like you. And a lot of people keep the guard up. They're a bit elusive. They're just saying, hey, I'm just here to research. They don't want to tell me a lot of stuff. Or they could be very rude and brash. They say, let's cut to the chase, Gary. I don't need a demo. And I say, well, it's not a demo. We're gonna give you direct access to our product. But first, here's some of our successful customers. And so we go to this live website, see a very reputable company using our software. And so this builds trust and reassurance. So it kind of breaks down that barrier so that I can ask more discovery and onboarding questions. And so in the next 15 minutes, I give them access to our platform. Here's the login link. Here's the sign up link. Sign up, and I'm gonna watch you onboard. And I'll ask them to share their screen, and I would guide them along the way. And a lot of customers, a lot of users will read and think out loud. Hey, I don't understand these questions. What should I click here? Or Gary, what do I do next? And these are goal. These are the goal that you're looking for. These are the questions that means your onboarding is not dummy proof. And if your onboarding is not dummy proof, they're not gonna activate. Or not dummy proof, beginner proof. So go back and work with your design team to make your onboarding easier to understand. And once I get them past the onboarding, I get them to the activation, I be quiet. I wait. I see how they're navigating the dashboard, because there's a lot of stuff probably in the dashboard. There's a lot of menu items, tabs, different buttons, tooltips that are coming out at people, and people are Xing them, and they're just kind of relying on their instinct and gut to navigate the dashboard. And I'm just trying to listen and observe, are they understanding the checklist? Are there too many terminologies and information hierarchy that the user do not understand? What is a board? What's a Trello board? What's a card? What does that mean? What does all these things mean? And so is that something that prevent them from activating? And at the last 5 minutes, it's really learning about the pricings. Customers don't activate if they don't understand the pricing. You wouldn't just sign up for any product if you don't really understand the pricing model, because they might take your information, or when you invest all your time, you're ready to upgrade and it's super expensive. So they don't want to invest time if they don't understand. So this could be another talk. And then basically you want to figure out what's that one singular advanced feature that they are willing to upgrade for. So just use a few minutes, describe your pricing tier, and the customer will say, Gary, can it be cheaper? I just need this XYZ feature. And that's a great signal for your team because it's showcasing that XYZ feature, that's the most important feature, and any other feature, probably not so important. And so that's tremendous product feedback. And the ultimate test is you ask, hey, that was, you tested the product, I show you the pricing, I show you our mission, I tell you about our mission, I got you through this. How was it? And are you willing to, do you know anyone that needs this? Will you tell them about it? And the ultimate test would be either they say, yeah, this is amazing, Gary. I just can't believe it. It was not a demo. It was an onboarding. And you show me through all the hoops. This is great. Or, yeah, this is pretty good. I'll let my team try it out first. That usually means they didn't understand it. And that means you need to go back and work on it. So check the analytics that those users come back. Because theoretically, if the onboarding is easier and easier to understand, there's a line of sight to get value, they will take action and they'll get activated. So what does this look like in this step-by-step, but like taking it from a macro step? So you start from onboarding, you're watching them onboard, watch the customer onboard, you're capturing all these patterns like, what does this tooltip mean? I don't understand what this means, what should I do next? And so you update this tooltip one at a time, you update the FAQ one at a time. And if you do this 10 times, you're starting to see those patterns. And you update that self-serve onboarding flow, and you are guiding them to that activation milestone. And do this 100 times, you're going to get better and better, and you will find all these patterns. So the goal is to make the customers feel comfortable so that they can let their guard down, and then you can ask them a lot of questions. And then when they're going through the onboarding, they're telling you, hey, this doesn't really make sense. That's a point of improvement. And so that ultimately you're building this self-serve onboarding and activation so well that it's beginner-proof. And does it work for consumer and prosumer product? Absolutely. Who should be these onboarding specialists? It could be a founder, it could be product managers, it could be customer success managers. It's folks that understand the product and can guide users through. And what's the end game? Well, the end game is you can onboard larger customers as well as different segments of customer segments. And that way you can create these very flexible onboarding flows. And as you track them, these users down funnel, you'll see whether they are truly coming back and becoming weekly active usage. And so Lenny's newsletter has a great benchmark on the activation rate. So theoretically, if you're improving the onboarding, you're giving them trust and reassurance because they understand the pricing, they understand your mission, they understand how to use your product, they're going to be activated. And when they activate, you're going to have good retention rate down funnel. Hey, if this was helpful for you, hit the like button or subscribe and check out other videos here and here, and continue to follow my journey as I go through product-led growth from 0 to 1.